the latest iOS 11 beta. This is the second beta, and my first impressions on this is, holy crap, is it buggy as hell. Obviously, I know this is a beta. Stupid camera would focus on the damn thing. Yeah, obviously, this is a beta. I'm aware of this. But the thing that's kind of weird about this second beta is the fact that it's 10 times buggier and glitchier compared to the first one. I kind of regret putting this on my main device because this is my main phone. But it's like, when I got the first beta, I was actually surprised at how usable it was. I mean, obviously, it was buggy and glitchy and, it was problems out the ass. But it was, at the same time, pretty usable. So then when the beta 2 came out, it came out like a day or two ago, I immediately jumped on that because I would assume second beta, they would fix some of the problems and get rid of the bugs. But I installed it and I was like, holy crap, it is way worse. Like everything from like opening the multitasking, I can't even close apps, like, let's see if it'll do it. Well, anyway, fuck it, I can't replicate the problem with this very thing, I'll just describe it. The multitasking is all messed up. Especially when you open multiple things at once, and then you try to close them, it won't close. It's all glitchy. Let's see if I can replicate it. I doubt it. And it's frozen. That's one thing I noticed. It does freeze a lot. Multitasking is frozen, and it won't even close. Like, none of the apps I just closed are closing right now, and it froze again. Like, that's what I mean. None of the apps will close. See it? That's what I'm talking about. The only way that I can close the apps without having this problem of them staying open and freezing is if you go back to the home screen, then open it. I mean, it's still open. It won't close. See if it'll close now. Yeah, it still won't close. That's the biggest problem that I was not having in the first beta that I'm having in the second beta. I cannot close apps in the multitasking. It will not close unless I do it a million times and it keeps freezing. That's probably my biggest problem I'm having right now with beta 2. But other than that, overall impressions, RuneScape, of course I was playing RuneScape music. Yeah, overall impressions of the latest iOS 11 beta, beta 2, and beta in general. I like iOS 11. It's a pretty big update, but at the same time, I feel kind of disappointed for some reason. I mean, sure, I like the new control center. Honestly, it looks like a big, fat Tetris mess. But the biggest thing I like about it is, well, it's new. It just feels fresh. And it's also one page again, so I don't have to keep swiping over to get to my music. It's just right here. And they added a bunch of new 3D touch toggles. It's like 3D touch on the flashlight, and you can just easily change the brightness levels, have more control over that. There's more options and a new design for this camera. The timer doesn't have any options. And then obviously this is my favorite feature of iOS 11 so far. I really hope they don't act like an idiot and remove this. I don't know why they would, but they've had a history of removing features. Like, I remember in, I believe, iOS 10 beta, back when you could turn the flash on and off while you're recording. Like, you can't do that anymore. I'll just start recording, and that option is no longer there on the latest beta. You can't turn the flash off. It's like, why would they take that off? That was a great feature. I was hoping they would have kept on there, but whatever. But my favorite feature is being able to record the screen on your phone. You can record literally anything, including the microphone audio. One problem I do see with the screen recording is the fact that you can record Netflix, you can record YouTube videos, you can record just about anything on your screen. At least from my experience, it is kind of buggy, because when I try to record something on my screen, the video freezes, but after I turn it off, the video keeps playing. But when I go and watch the video that I just recorded, it works just fine. Except only there's no audio. That's the only downfall. I'm pretty sure that's going to be fixed. Another thing I don't really like, well, I'm not really sure if I like it, I just don't really have an opinion on it, is the fact that they pretty much killed the notification center. Because when you swipe downward now, it just takes you back to the lock screen. It doesn't actually lock the phone. It just basically takes you back to the lock screen now. So Notification Center is still there in a way, but they kind of just migrated the lock screen into the Notification Center, and this is basically the new Notification Center. Another thing that I do kind of like is the fact that supposedly you can actually delete the apps the stock apps, because before it didn't really delete the stock app. It kind of just removed the icon and deleted the data. But now I'm pretty sure it actually removes the entire app and everything on it, because when I go into the App Store and then let's say I try to download the stock maps again, before it would download it even without an internet connection. And it wouldn't even download anything. It would pretty much, you'd tap that icon and it would just pretty much re-enable it, because it would say open immediately. But now if I try to download it, it'll kind of just sit there for a while and then it'll probably fail. So yeah, turn off all the internet in airplane mode and it just kind of sits there now. So I guess this might mean that it actually does delete the stock apps now rather than just hiding them. Other than that, my overall first impressions on iOS 11 beta, just iOS 11 in general, I mean, it's decent. You know, it's a pretty big update, but for some reason, like I said before, I feel kind of disappointed for some reason. I think one of the reasons why is because they still left out a lot of features I was really hoping they would have added, like a system-wide dark theme. Everyone's been practically begging for that, and they still haven't added that. I don't really consider color inverting an official dark theme, but it does work, even though it's kind of crappy. I guess that's their version of implementing a dark theme. I just think it's kind of crappy. I would really have liked to see an official dark theme, but who knows? Maybe we'll see it by the time iOS 11 is released to the public. Maybe we'll see it by the time iOS 12 is out. I mean, by then it's not really even going to matter anymore. But yeah, I was really hoping to see an official dark mode in iOS 11, but it's not here other than the new smart color invert, which I'm not even counting that. And then, of course, there's still no option to clear all the apps at once. And I know, get a damn Android phone if you don't like it. I have both. I have iPhone and Android. So many people are starting to say that iOS is starting to turn more like Android with all these random weird updates. But it's like, still no dark mode, still no ability to clear all the apps at once with one button. There's nothing here. It's just plain nothing. It does look better that it's just a transparent background now rather than before. It used to just show a small cutout of the home screen, but now the whole background is just kind of blurred. I think it looks a little bit better that way. It's more modern. I like the glossiness. And yeah, those are the two things that they're missing. And then the third one, which I was really hoping they would have added, is split screen multitasking. I mean, we have that on the iPad now. We've had that since, iOS 9 or iOS 10? I don't remember. We have it on the iPad. Why don't we have it on the iPhone? I mean, I understand the smaller iPhones, the iPhone 5S, the iPhone SE, that have a smaller screen. It'd be too small to run multiple apps at the same time. But for the bigger iPhones, the iPhone 6S, 6S Plus, iPhone 7 Plus, why the hell do we still not have split-screen multitasking? It looks like a big fat Tetris mess. But anyway, those are my initial impressions on iOS 11 beta. I'll be sure to make more videos on this. Hopefully, I'll be able to make better videos with a better camera, because I need to find one of my better cameras. I'm using a crappy camera to make this video. But anyway, whenever the third beta is released, probably in the next couple weeks. Yeah, probably in a couple weeks from now, we'll see the third beta of iOS 11, and I'll probably just screw around with that and give my thoughts on it and see if it's any less buggy, if there's any changes, whatever. Stay tuned for more videos. Stay tuned for more videos. See you, folks.